Dry September, by William Faulkner is a powerful and harrowing short story that examines the destructive effects of racism, prejudice, and mob violence in a small southern town during a dry, oppressive summer. The story opens with a group of white men in a barbershop discussing a rumor that Miss Minnie Cooper, a white woman, has been assaulted by a black man named Will Mays. The oppressive heat and drought of the dry September add to the tension and sense of unease in the town. The rumor spreads rapidly, inflaming the men's emotions and leading to a call for immediate action. One of the barbers, Henry Hawkshaw, expresses doubt about the veracity of the rumor and defends Will Mays, whom he knows to be a good and trustworthy man. Hawkshaw's protests are drowned out by the loud, angry voices of the other men, particularly John McClendon, a war veteran who is eager for violent retribution. McClendon incites the other men to form a mob to capture and punish Will Mays. Despite Hawkshaw's attempts to reason with them, the men are driven by a collective sense of outrage and a desire for swift justice. The mob mentality takes over, and they leave the barbershop to find Mays, determined to make him pay for the alleged crime. The mob finds Will Mays at the ice plant where he works. Mays is confused and frightened as the men seize him and force him into a car. Hawkshaw, still trying to prevent the violence, reluctantly goes along with the mob, hoping to find a way to save Mays from their wrath. The mob drives out of town to a remote area where they plan to lynch Mays. Hawkshaw, unable to bear the impending violence, jumps out of the car and walks back to town. The story leaves the exact details of Mays's fate ambiguous, but it is clear that he is brutally killed by the mob. The narrative shifts to Miss Minnie Cooper, the woman at the center of the rumor. She is depicted as a lonely, aging woman who craves attention and sympathy from the townspeople. The story suggests that her accusation against Will Mays may be a fabrication or exaggeration, fueled by her need for validation and a desire to reclaim her fading social status. Faulkner explores the social dynamics and deeply ingrained prejudices of the town. The white townspeople, particularly the men, are quick to believe the worst about Will Mays without any evidence, simply because he is black. Their actions are driven by a toxic mix of racism, fear, and the desire to maintain their sense of superiority. After the lynching, life in the town appears to return to normal, but the undercurrents of guilt, shame, and unresolved tension remain. The townspeople avoid discussing the event directly, but their complicity in the violence lingers beneath the surface. Miss Minnie Cooper basks in the temporary attention she receives, oblivious to the tragic consequences of her actions. The story concludes with a glimpse into McClendon's private life. After leading the mob, he returns home to his wife, whom he treats with coldness and contempt. This final scene reveals the emptiness and brutality that define McClendon's character, suggesting that his violence extends beyond the public sphere into his personal relationships. Dry September is a chilling exploration of the destructive power of racism, the fragility of social order, and the ease with which ordinary people can be swept up in acts of collective violence. Faulkner's portrayal of the characters and their actions underscores the moral decay and pervasive prejudice that afflict the town, leaving readers with a profound sense of unease and a stark reminder of the human capacity for cruelty and injustice.